Hello, YouTube. Finally, an Omnimon deck that is super good. It's taken almost freaking, like, what, 13 sets to get a dedicated Omnimon deck. And not like some, play Omnimon on this deck, play Omnimon on that deck, whatever. Like how it's been in all Digimon's history until now. This is a dedicated Omnimon is my win con. I'm building the Omnimon, and then I'm going to take you down with all my teammates. This is the Royal Knight deck. The Royal Knights are like the defenders of the Digimon world or something. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But it's a really fun deck. It's literal Mega Zoo, and I enjoy Mega Zoo. And, it might not be the best deck of the format, but frig is it so fun to play. Oh my god, now that I've started playing some games with it, it's really fun. I'm going to go into my deck choices. I'm going to tell you why I'm playing what I'm playing. And that's it for that, I really like the deck. I really do. It's so much fun. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. And, of course, like and subscribe. Turn the notification bell into Smash Potatoes. That way you know when all these amazing Digimon videos go live. I hope you enjoy the profile. Alright, I've been really good lately at taking some extra time out of my day to actually film the deck profiles using a better, proper DSLR camera. However, at this moment in time, that proper DSLR camera is 2.5 hours away because of my moving situation. So today we're going back to the trusty old webcam. If the quality is a little bit worse on this deck profile, I apologize, but it's still fine. Still a deck profile. And also, I'm leaving on the right-hand side there my Twitch Partner Plus grind advertisement. I'm trying to get the Partner Plus on Twitch. And if you don't know what that is, and if you're interested in helping out, and you don't know what it is, ask or do. That would be really great. I'd appreciate it. And now we're going to move on to the deck profile, which will also have combos and suggested plays at the end. So that's really cool. We're going to start with the egg, the big boss, King Drazzle the 7th, or 7d6. 76. All its effects activate in breeding. It literally only does things in breeding. During your turn, you can't Digivolve. Okay, we're not doing Digimon GX in this build anyway. Breeding your turn once per turn. When a Royal Knight trait Digimon would be played, you can reduce the play cost by 4. Furthermore, reduce it by 1 cost for each card in the sources. It makes your megas cheaper the longer the game goes on. Really good ability. And then breeding start a main phase. This is a mandatory effect, by the way. Reveal the top card of your Digi-Egg deck. Place that and all Royal Knights on your board underneath this card. So how it works is you have a Digi-Egg deck, right? Turn 1 you hatch, start a main phase, you equip or attach. Turn 2, start a main phase, this, or any other Royal Knights as well. And then turn 3, attach. And that's how it is, and then you have all these in your stack. And that leads us to the inheritable. When an option enters your battle area, gain a memory. We do play one option in the deck that does that, and we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, this egg is the heart and the soul, the core of the deck, this Time Lord looking dude, and it's a really good card. It makes the whole deck work. Now we do play 2 rookies. We play 2 copies of Sister Mont Blanc. I am thinking about updating this to 4. On play, discard a card, draw 2. It gives you deck thinning. It also gives you decoy red-black for your red-black Royal Knights. So that's really good card. What I'm thinking about cutting for more of those, I'm playing currently 3 copies of this Sister Mon CL. I'm thinking of cutting this by 1 or 2 and throwing in more Blancs. This card here, can we get focused? Thank you. What this card does is you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you add a Royal Knight to your hand, you trash the rest. Not a bad effect, honestly. Usually you're getting something. But in addition to that, it gives you reboot. It gives your whole board Royal Knights reboot. This matters because your Royal Knights can be blockers. So being able to swing and then have them be blockers after that is pretty strong. So this card has come up where it gave me a reboot of my blockers, and that extra pressure has allowed me to win games. So I like the card a lot. I just like the draw better because this is cheaper and it gets me 2 cards. This only gets me 1 card. I'm kind of hit or miss, but I think I want to upgrade the Blancs. Now, a card we play 4 of, 4 copies of Omnimon. On play, you draw a card, and then on deletion, you can put a Royal Knight in your hand under the bottom of one of your Yggdrasils. And that's it. It's just there to turbo. That's it. And then the card, you draw a card, and then you lose a card under your guy. When he dies, it's a good card. It's very fine. And then the last non-Royal Knight Digimon we play in this deck are 2 copies of Porcupamon. On player on deletion, you delete a level 3 Digimon. You'll never get the inheritable, but it's good at eliminating Psychmons and related, because Psychmons ruin your deck. If there's a Psychmon on the board and you can't out it, you're pretty much losing that game. So having some ways to address that is fine. So 2 Pokemon is okay. And that's it for the non-Royal Knight cards. We're going to move on now to the actual Royal Knights. And spoiler alert, we are playing at least one of each. We're playing 4 copies of Magnamon. This is your ideal turn 1 Royal Knight. It has blocker, and then all turns it leaves the battle area, you draw a card. That also includes getting sucked up by Yggdrasil to start a main phase. If it gets sucked up, you draw a card. It replaces itself, which is really good. And I'll talk about why this is more of a turn 1 card, especially later on. Then we play 4 copies of Dynasmon. This card's really good. On play, you just reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 2 Royal Knights to your hand, trash the rest. And then if you play a Royal Knight your turn, pop all level 4 Lord opponent's Digimon. That's it. That comes up sometimes. It's a cute card. It is there for the on play. It gets you 2 cards. It gets you consistency. It's really good. Then we're playing 4 of another good Royal Knight, Leopardmon. This card in this deck is pretty good. It has a main effect once per turn. You may play a Royal Knight from your hand for its cost, but reduce the play cost by 4. There's a combo with this. We'll talk about it later. Also, all turns effect, if whenever you play another Digimon, all your Royal Knights gain blocker till the end of your opponent's turn. This is not once per turn, by the way. You can just keep playing your Royal Knights, blocker, whatever, it's all good. It gives you blocker access, because not all the Royal Knights are just blockers, but this makes everything a blocker, so that's really good. Now, to go to some 3-ofs, we're playing 3 copies of the new Gallantmon. This Gallantmon is a good card. It costs 13 to play. It reduces its own play cost for 2 for every 5 cards in both players' trashes. So you can play for cheaper, plus the Yggdrasil makes it even cheaper than that. It's really, really good. It has Rush, which is good. It also has on play and when attacking, pop a 6k or less. If you don't, pop a 13k or more. It is not once per turn. It's constant pressure. It can break wide boards. Pretty good card all in all, I'd say. Then we're playing 3 copies of Gankumon. Gankumon has blocker, so that's nice. Also has a really sick on-play effect. You can play a Systemon from your trash, or a Digimon with Royal Knights from in your breeding area. You cannot play an Omnimon or a Gankumon, but just being able to tag in a Royal Knight from your Yggdrasil stack could really come in handy. So yeah, 3 copies of that card, because that card's kind of good. And then, this is a change I made to the deck. We're playing 3 copies of Alphamon. I was playing 2, and then I realized that 3 is really good. I'm even thinking about playing 4 of it, to be honest. It has an on-play effect. You can place a Royal Knight underneath it to make it so your opponent's play cost 10 or higher Digimon cannot attack on your opponent's turn. It stops Shine Greymons from attacking. It stops Mirage Galgamons from attacking. It stops Belphemon Rage Modes from attacking. It stops whatever big guys from attacking. It's really good in the mirror match, because the opponent can't win the game if you Alphamon. So I'm thinking about upping it to 4. I don't know what I'd cut, but I'm really thinking about upping it to 4. And in addition to that, it has an all turns effect where if it would be removed from the field by an effect, you can detach a source to negate that once per turn, which is perfect because you're going to attach one source when you play it. So that seems okay. Card's really good, really solid in my opinion. Now we go to some 2-ofs. We'll play 2 copies of Craniumon. This is also a blocker, but it's an impenetrable blocker the turn you play it. It is not affected by your opponent's Digimon. Now, unfortunately, it's affected by options, but, Digimon can't just, do something to it, which is really powerful. Then it has an interesting end of opponent's turn effect that says, choose on your opponent's Digimon, it must attack. So, if they leave a Digimon on the board, you can force it to attack, you can block it, or even let it swing security, whatever. It could be really interesting, and the next turn, if it doesn't die, you attack it. Like there's a lot of value there with Craniumon. But it is there for the blocker that's hard to get rid of. Sometimes you need that. Then we're playing 2 copies of Jessmon. Jessmon has an on-play effect that reads, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon that DP equals 6,000 and delete them. Then for each of your other Digimon in play, add 2,000 to the DP. If you get a wide board, you're breaking a lot of board. If you're not, then that's unfortunate, but it is pretty good. In addition to that, as an alternate effect that gets all your other Digimon with Sistermon or Royal Knight trait, they all get 1,000 DP for every one you have. If you have the bigger board you have with Jessmon, the scarier it's going to be. Especially if something like Leopardmon making them all blockers. That's pretty intimidating and hard for your opponent to deal with. So that's pretty good. And now for one-ofs, we play one copy of Lord Knightmon. It recurs a Lucamon or a Royal Knight. We're not playing any Lucamons, but it recurs a Royal Knight from trash to hand, which could matter because sometimes you'll have Royal Knights in your trash you want back. And then it has an interesting opponent's turn effect where they attack. They lose you gain a memory for every Royal Knight card you have on play. Not bad. It is mostly there for the recursion. They usually can play around this little ice wall-ish effect. Then we play one copy of Contourusmon. I originally hated this card until it won me a game on stream. Or, sorry, won me match on stream, I should mention. The card's really good. So it has an on-play effect that you can trash, you can... what is this card? I can't fucking read it. If you have 6 or fewer cards in both player security, gain 3 memory, which happens. And reveal one card from your hand. If it is yellow, place it on your security stack face down, not return it to your hand. You're never going to do that, but you might gain 3 memory, so that's really cool. Its one attacking effect, though, is really good. It is once per turn, but by returning a card from top of security to your hand, you unsuspend this and give something minus 7,000. It attacks twice. That's cool. Card's okay, not going to lie. It's a lot better than this card, one copy of All Force. It is there because it does do an interesting thing on play for each Digimon with Royal Knight, which includes itself. You trash top 2 dissolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, and then during your turn, once per turn, when you play a Royal Knight Digimon, you can bounce something with those sources. So, like, you strip sources, you bounce something. It's not bad. It's not. There are better cards, in my opinion, which is why this is a one-of, but it's not bad at all. And then we play one copy of Examon. This one is my least favorite Royal Knight. I am just playing one of every Royal Knight at least, though, so it's on theme. It's the most expensive one to play, besides Omnimon, which is why I'm playing one copy of it. It has an on-play effect that suspends a Digimon. It doesn't unsuspend. That's fine. And then all turns once per turn. When opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you either suspend another Digimon they have, or you unsuspend one of your Digimon. So it can be used to allow you to, attack again or something like that. Things like Gallantmon can, pop multiple things. So there are combos you can do. There's things you can do, but yeah, Examon's just kind of there. It has an odd niche. That odd niche did kind of win me one game, so I guess it comes up. And now I saved the best for last. We play 4 copies of Omnimon. On play, you either pop a Digimon, or you play all your Royal Knights from one of each Royal Knight from underneath your Yggdrasil, and then you delete the whole Yggdrasil stack. They get their own plays, and they also have Rush. So basically, you play your Omnimon, you bring out your bodies, and you swing for game, which is very strong. It's your win button. That's it. You usually aren't winning until you do that, but then you're winning, and that's it. So 4 copies of Omnimon because it is your win. It's your win button. It's what the deck does. All right, and that is it for the Royal Knight Digimon. The option is actually a Royal Knight option, and it's 4 copies of Royal Knights of the Purge. This you have to play 4 of as well. It has a main effect. When you play it, you draw a card, and then you can place a Digimon with Royal Knight underneath your Yggdrasil stack, so it does help you with that. And then it delays. Plays in the battle area, which, by the way, means if you have a full Yggdrasil stack, this costs 3. So that's nice. Its delay effect lets you play a Royal Knight from your Yggdrasil stack. The on-play doesn't activate, but it does have Rush, which means it can activate any of its other effects, which is very good. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are just 2 copies of Marcus. It's a Memory Tamer that also pops a 3k or less when you play it. Kind of important, because Psychmon and related are 3k and less. And having Memory Tamer isn't so bad, so that's pretty good. Now I want to show you guys a couple of plays, combos, things that are good to know, stuff like that. So I mentioned that the Magnamon is a good turn 1 play. The reason why is because turn 1 you hatch, and then you attach, and then your this kicks in, right? So you can pay 4 less for a Royal Knight plus 1 for each source. So all of a sudden you can play Magnamon turn 1 for a cost of 2. That's pretty good. Like, that's not a bad turn 1. And then turn 2, this is going to go underneath your guy and you're going to draw a card. That's not bad, honestly. And it's a clutch blocker if you need it. But, like, that's obviously one combo with the deck. Then, by the time, we talk about combo number 2, You probably got some stuff going on underneath this. You know, I don't know. Maybe you got this, and maybe you got this. Let's say you play Leopardmon. Where's Leopardmon? Here. Where's Leopardmon? There's Leopardmon. So Leopardmon, the ability to play a Royal Knight from your hand with a reduced cost of 4 can combine in tandem with this. So like -4, plus minus whatever you have in the source. Depending on when you do that, it could be free. You could literally use this to like play, I don't know, Omnimon for free. And then you'd play these. And then you would basically go for a game at that point in time usually. So that's pretty powerful, if I do say so myself. Leopardmon tandem with King Drizzle is one of the most powerful combos in the deck. It is really strong. And like you can like do some crazy board spam shenanigans. Like you can, I don't know, these are all in here, whatever. You can use Leopardmon to play something like Gankumon, who can then play something like, I don't know, Examon to perma-suspend something. That's pretty cool. Did I mention they're all blockers now because of Leopardmon? So there's really cool plays you can do with that. You can like, I don't know, use Leopardmon to play Gallantmon for free, and then you swing and you pop some stuff, and that's really good. Like it's all good. You can use it to recycle. Like you can use things like Gankumon to recycle Alphamons from this, and then continue to floodgate them by attaching cards to it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of recoverability, and you have your Lord Nightmon, wherever it is, that can recover important pieces if they end up in trash, which they might. They just might. So that's pretty good too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff going on here. The Heart of Soul is this card though. Like it is this card because it allows you to do crazy things. Like let's say hypothetically this was like your stack. You had this stack. I don't know. That's fine. Whatever. And you have, I don't know. You have Ganku in hand, I guess. Ganku in hand is fine. And one other Royal Knight. It doesn't matter which one. You can use your Royal Knights of the Purge to play your Leopardmon. It doesn't have an on play, so it doesn't really matter. You can freaking use, I don't know. You can use the King Drazzle, use King Drazzle to play this for cheap, not even use Leopardmon yet. Use Gankumon to bring out a Royal Knight. Doesn't really matter which one you bring out. They're all going to be blockers anyway. Might as well be this. And then you can use Leopardmon to additionally cheat in another Royal Knight. So, like, it gives your opponent a lot of memory if you do that. But you're building such a huge board in the process that it's really hard for your opponent to deal with. It's super annoying. It's just Mega Zoo. It is Mega Zoo. And the deck has combos. And as long as you can keep a Psychomon off your opponent's board, it's very strong. That's it for the deck profile and the combos. I'm going to go with some closing thoughts here. Alright, that's it. That's the Omnimon Royal Knight deck profile. You want to win by turn 5. If you do, you're going to blow through your opponent and you're going to win the game just by spamming them with Royal Knights. And Omnimon makes the deck come together in the end, which I think is the most important thing. Finally, a dedicated Omnimon deck. That's not EX4 Omnimon Alter S, Alter B. This is true, pure Omnimon. I know someone in the comments will be like, oh, well, the Omnimon Alter S deck exists. It's Omnimon Alter S. It's not Omnimon. It's different. So, anyway. That's it for the deck profile, guys. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you later. Bye.